Hi, I'm Samantha and this is Balancing Act. I'm going to take you through a 10-minute flow for a beginner yogi that is really going to help you sleep. So there's certain kinds of mobility and movement that can really relax your body in such a way that your sleep will be enhanced. So let's go through a 10-minute flow that you can do nightly or several times a week. And I think this should help you sleep. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to inhale your arms up. And you're just going to dive down nice and soft. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Make sure your knees are nice and soft. And we're just going to give ourselves a little inversion. So we're just going to hang here really gently. It's really nice to unwind before you go to sleep. It's very hard for our bodies to just go from all this action and stimulation to sleep. So sometimes we use television or books or our phones to unwind, but a little mobility and yoga will go a long way. So drop your hands and walk your feet back into a down dog position. This is just a nice big triangle where we're going to pull our shoulders back away from our ears and start to move our heels toward the mat. Now my heels are obviously touching the mat. Yours probably won't as a beginner yogi, but don't worry at all about that. As long as you're feeling a stretch through the back of your calves and your Achilles, you're doing it right. Make sure in your down dog that you're not arching your back a whole bunch, right? So we want to tuck our tails here because this is not a back bend. And just let your head hang. We're still in an inversion, which is great because gravity's been pulling down on you all day long. So we're reversing that flow by putting our head below our heart. We've already been doing that for probably at least a minute or so. So that's really therapeutic just doing that. Now drop your knees to the ground and let's do some cat-cows, a little spine mobility. So we're going to round our shoulders and round our whole back, and then we're going to tuck our toes and arch. And then flatten the feet and round. And then arch and flex that back. So big C curves here. And if you want, you can add some more mobility in here. You can just move your body around in any way that feels good. And then we're going to press back again. Now take your right foot and bring it right between your hands. Drop your left knee. Untuck your toes. Make sure you're stable here because we're going to lift our arms up and we're going to drop our shoulders. So we're just going to be in a little gentle lunge, opening up our hip flexors here. Make sure your chest is nice and open. If you're finding this kind of hard to balance, then you can widen your stance a little bit. You can also put your hands on your hips. Really important with the balance is finding what we call a drishti, where you find a focal point in front of you to focus on, and miraculously, this will help your balance. Now drop your hands and bring your foot back again. We're going to meet each other in a plank pose. So squeeze your glutes, press your heels back behind you, and pull your belly button in towards your rib cage. Make sure the back of your neck is nice and long. No tweaking the neck. And then we're going to drop our knees, drop our chest, and drop our chin. And then we're going to slither forward. Just a little baby cobra here. So lift up through the chest, pull the shoulders. You can use the stickiness of your yoga mat to kind of pull yourself forward. Then tuck your toes and press back into your down dog again. Bring your left foot forward. Drop that right knee and untuck your toes. Coming up, getting those hip flexors on the right side this time. Inhale the arms up. Just find that nice stretch. Again, separate your stance if you're finding it hard to balance, and definitely find that drishti. Find that focal point and then squeeze your glutes. You should feel a nice stretch on the front of your right leg, right underneath your hips. And then drop those hands. Bring your left leg back. Meet me in a plank again. And then we're going to drop again, knees, chest, and chin, and then slither forward. So pull your hands back. Give me a little arch in your back and reach with your front of your chest. And then press it back into down dog again. Really nice. From here, we're going to bring our right foot forward, and we're going to pivot all of our toes to the front of the mat. We're going to do another inversion here. So we're going to do a forward fold. You can keep your knees nice and soft again, and just let your body hang down. If you want to start rocking side to side a little bit, this is going to be a nice stretch. But just let your head and neck be heavy and let your knees be soft. And from here, we're going to take a spinal twist. So take your left hand and plant it down on the floor on your mat and reach up with your right. So we're getting a stretch down the backs of our legs here, but we're also getting a spinal twist. We're opening up our shoulders, and we're still in an inversion. And make sure you're breathing here. And then twist the other way. Plant your right hand, hi Whiskey, and take your left arm up. Very nice. And then drop your left hand. And again, let your body just calm down here, and you can start to switch from side to side. If you want to sink down a little bit lower, you can start to get your inside of your thighs here, your abductors. Just switch. You want to flex the right foot while you bend the left knee, and then move to the other side. And just go as deep as feels right to you. But we're just slowly stretching the insides of our thighs. Beautiful. And now we're going to turn the whole pose back to the front. Bring that right leg back again and meet me in down dog. Awesome. So we're going to come to our knees here. We're going to cross our feet, and we're just going to sit back, and our legs will magically appear in front of us. If that didn't work for you, then just come to a seated position on your mat. All right, inhale the arms up. We're going to do a forward fold here. So we're going to reach out towards our feet. Now, the last thing we want to do on a forward fold is just try to get our head down to our knees. So we're going to reach up, and we're going to keep the integrity of this pose by keeping our chest lifted. And we're going to think about moving our chest toward our shins rather than our forehead to our knees. So if your forward fold looks like an L shape and you feel a nice stretch behind your legs, then you're good. Just hold it and breathe. All I want is for you to activate these muscles on the backs of your legs and start to feel the stretch in there. And if you want to drop your hands to your shins, that's okay too. And if your legs have to be bent here, if you have to bend your legs, perhaps you can't even straighten your legs here. Perhaps they're bent. That's okay too. If you're feeling this stretch, we're doing it right. And then slowly over time, you'll start to straighten out your feet, and you'll find that you can land in an L shape, and then you'll find that you can start to move forward. It takes consistency. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it every day, but the consistency is what really makes the difference. All right. I'm hoping by this time your body's starting to feel a little bit more relaxed with these gentle stretches. Roll back. Plant your feet and just let your knees drop to the left and then drop to the right. A little hip mobility here. Dropping to the left and dropping to the right. We're going to explore this a little bit more into a spinal twist. So this time we're going to straighten out our left leg, and we're going to drop our right knee only to the other side into a little twist. So let this right knee come over, If it just falls, that's totally fine. You can also hook behind your leg with your big toe if you want a little more leverage. Either way is fine. You're going to feel this twist. We're basically wringing out our spine like an old dirty rag, squeezing out those toxins. So reach your right arm off behind you, and then your right knee is coming to the other side. And then we're going to twist on the other side. So bring that left knee in and just take a twist. If you could actually do this whole flow in your bed, that might be good, because then when you're done with it, you can just lie on your back for what we call Shavasana, which is corpse pose, and you would just fall asleep. So I hope this helps you. There's one other thing that is really, really helpful for falling asleep if you're having trouble, and that is to lie on your bed and let your head fall off the end of the mattress. So just to show you, I don't know if I can actually show you here, but if you're lying on your bed here, then your head just falls off the back, and let the blood flow to the top of your head. That way, it's really relaxing, and it truly does help me fall asleep. If I'm having trouble and I just do that for a couple minutes, it helps me fall asleep. So now that we're back in our Shavasana, I hope this helps you. You can do this in the morning, you can do this at night, but it should help you rest and find some more peaceful rest. All right, let me know how it goes, and good night.